principles of success in fitness. And there are 5, like you can see. 5. These principles doesn't only apply to fitness alone, but life in general, right? But then I am streamlining it to fitness. So now you have never worked out before. You've never worked out before. Why?
Because I don't know what I'm looking for.
Sorry for the good background
noises. Yeah, because it's not for me.
Why is it for you?
It's not for me. Lifting weights, different. It's not for me.
That was where the first principle starts. Now, this thing that you're saying is as far as I'm concerned, and as far as it is just understood. It is part of what is keeping so many people from starting, right? They think they are not fat, so they don't need fitness. They think they are doing well. They think they are physically fit, so they don't need fitness. They think they are ladies, so they don't need to carry weight. You know, something. It might be something legit, like okay, maybe they are sick, or they are physically, their legs or something, they are physically unfit to come to the gym. Something legit like that, or something that is not legit, like what you just said, might be what is keeping them from starting. And getting anything in life, including fitness, you cannot get it, you cannot achieve it without starting, right? So the first principle of success in fitness is for you to start, for you to just swallow up whatever excuse you have and just start, right? If you think it's going to be difficult for you, if you think your work schedule will not allow you, if you think you stay far from the gym, if you think just take a step and start. One day just wake up and say, I want to get to the gym, like without even planning itself. And then after that day, come again. And after that day, come again. You start, right? Now, the starting now is even a minor problem is a minor issue compared to for you to keep going, right? That's where consistency comes in now. Second principle, which is consistency. Now, it's not just about if you take the bold step to start. It's not just about starting now. It's not just about going to the gym now, like just for the first day now, but the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day, like you keep going. There is the law of accumulation, right? In the law of accumulation, even if you come to the gym, even if you do something minute every day or every time, it's going to create this compound effect that at the end of the day it's going to turn into one big thing, right? So in fitness, if you want to lose weight, if you want to build muscles, if you want to just keep fit, get your heart pumping, get your blood circulating, you have to keep doing it every time. Every time you keep doing it, every time you keep doing it, every day you keep doing it, no matter what you do. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to come to the gym, right? It could be just walking around the compound at home, it could be jogging on the street, it could be actually coming to the gym, it could be eating healthy, it could be jump ropes, it could be anything, but every day you do something. Every day you do something. That is one major principle of success in fitness. And in everything. You don't just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to go to work today, and then I'm not going to go to work the next day, I'm not going to go to work the next 2 days. You just go to work when you feel like going to work. It's not going to happen. You're not going to be successful in that field. And it is the same thing in the gym. If you enter any gym, you're going to see physically the people who are consistent by their physical appearance. You're going to see people who, okay, these ones are just coming when you feel like coming. You're going to see it physically in their appearance, right? So consistency is a major principle. Now, in your journey to consistency, in your consistency journey, there might be a situation, or there might be a time when you feel like you can't go anymore. There might be a time when you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like leaving your bed, or you come to the gym and you don't feel like carrying anything, or you're actually carrying something and your bones, your body just switch off and you don't feel like, going anymore. That's where persistence comes in. That's where persistence comes in. Life is never straight. It is never a straight line. There's always, ups and downs. Always ups and downs in everything, including fitness. There's always ups and downs. But when you stop what you're doing, when you stop going on when you're down, and only do what you're doing, do the right thing when you're up, then you are never going to achieve success. Because the main benefit, the major thing that will give you that growth is in your downtime. When you are down and you keep pushing and you keep going, that is where you're going to reap. You're going to get the benefit of your hard work. Right? Growth doesn't happen when everything is all good. Yeah, it doesn't happen when everything is all good. It happens when you are down and you keep fighting. That is where persistence comes in. In the gym now, growth doesn't happen when you are lifting, you go 1, 2, 3. That's not when growth happens. But growth happens when you get to that 7 and you can't go anymore, right? And then you push and you can't go anymore. That last 3 sets, last 3 reps, is where growth happens, not the first 7. Your last 2 sets is where the growth happens, not the first 3 sets. Right? In running, in cardio and everything, your last 1-2 miles is where you reap the main benefit, not your first couple of miles or kilometers, as the case may be. Do you understand? So when you push through resistance, like persistence now, I can also call it resistance, because if you get onto a journey, there's always going to be resistance. You can't avoid the resistance, right? So when you push through the resistance, that's where you need benefit. And that's why they always say there is light at the end of the tunnel, right? It doesn't mean that you're going to go around the tunnel. You have to go inside the tunnel. The tunnel is dark, right? But if you go inside, you pass through the dark. You have to pass through the dark. And if you stop in the dark, you'll never meet the light. You have to keep going when you meet the light. That's the same thing. It's the same thing here, right? So if you are working out and you feel tired, that is not the time to stop. That is the time to keep. That's why that's the newscaster. Then there's a story of the newscaster asking Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was in the gym, and then the newscaster was asking him how many sit-ups was he doing. And Muhammad Ali says he doesn't know, because he starts counting when he starts to cut. Right? So the first time he's doing, he has not started. But when it begins to cut, when the whole thing begins to resist, the whole muscle begins to contract, that's when he starts counting, because that is when it actually matters. Now, no matter how dogged you are, no matter how how strong you are, how persistent you are, there are times when life will still knock you down. There is no two ways about it. You can be persistent for years, but there's going to be a time where life will knock you down. But that's why you say you fall down 7 times and you get up 8. Because when you stay down, when you get knocked down and you stay down, that's when you become a loser. Right? But when you get knocked down and you get back up, you're a winner. And that is what resilience is. The ability to get back up from failure, the ability to get back up from, in this case now, maybe injury, maybe indiscipline, because in the whole fitness thing, there's lots of indiscipline sometimes. Indiscipline might just sneak up on you sometimes, right? You might just see that this week I've been cheating on my meals. This week I don't get to wake up as early as I used to, right? Maybe it's not even your fault. Maybe you were sick. Maybe you got injured. Maybe the pressure of work is too much. Something might just happen that you get down and you lose a bit of your fun in the gym, right? But then staying back and saying, I don't lose fun, I don't get energy, all of this, staying back and saying all of those is not it. It's not recommended. Right? But getting back up after 1 week, after 1 month, after 3 months off the gym is where resilience comes in. Right? That is where it comes in. You fall, you get back up. You fall, you get back up. Hmm? Now, the last one now is the most important out of all five, which is self-discipline. Discipline of self is different from normal discipline. Hmm? You went to school, you had laws in your school, you had rules and regulations in your school. You are in a country that is governed by the constitution, that is governed by, code and conduct and whatever, right? That's a discipline that is enforced on you. It is external. It is external, and it is actually easy to follow discipline, because if you don't follow discipline, there is punishment, prison time, fine, and all of this. There is punishment. Yeah. But self-discipline now, it is discipline that you impacted on yourself, for lack of words, right? You told yourself you are not going to eat this, and you kept to your word. That is self-discipline. You told yourself that you are going to wake up at this time every day and take a 30-minute walk. That is self-discipline. You told yourself that you are not going to drink alcohol again. That is self-discipline. You told yourself that you're going to sleep this amount of time a day. That is self-discipline, right? You told yourself you are doing this and you are keeping to your word. That is self-discipline. Now, if you don't have self-discipline, forget the rest. If you don't have self-discipline, forget success, fitness, forget success in life, in your business, in your office, in your school. If you don't have self-discipline, you are destined for failure without self-discipline. Right? So, self-discipline in the gym. If you come to the gym, drop your phone. You keep the time. You are resting 1 minute, immediately is 1 minute, you go for the next set. If you are doing 10 reps, you don't put I'm saying 10 reps you do. Struggle, do the 10 reps. Talk say you become gym by 5 p.m. By 5 p.m. you do gym. Right? You're going to have this confidence in yourself if you have self-discipline. Without self-discipline, you're not going to have confidence in yourself, and nobody's going to have confidence in you, because you don't have confidence in yourself. It shows. Do you understand? So, if you want to achieve fitness, if you want to achieve success in fitness, if you want to lose weight, you want to build muscles, you want to repair your injury, you want to whatever aspect of fitness and whatever aspect of life as a whole, you have to start. And when you start, you have to be consistent. And when you are consistent, you have to be persistent, because definitely there are going to be times where you don't feel like doing it again. You have to be persistent. Then, if you are persistent, there's still going to be times when life will knock you off course, right? Then you have to get back up. When you get back up, you have to discipline yourself. You have to always discipline yourself. The more discipline you impart on yourself, the lesser you need to, do all this. The lesser. Because the more discipline you have on yourself, the less you're going to fall. Right? You don't mean say you don't go fall, but then the frequency is going to be low. The more discipline you have on yourself, the lesser you actually need to persist, because you're going to be doing it like you love it, basically. And the lesser you actually need to put more energy and focus on consistency, because it's going to be like your way of life, right? It's going to be like your way of life, because you've told yourself that this is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to become, and you're actually doing it, right? So these 5 principles, keys to success.